Hello and welcome back to all of you, my dear students. So, I hope you know that today we are going to start our fifth chapter, that is the ocean currents. Now, in the previous chapter, we have learnt about the structure of ocean and what is lying under the water. Okay, like the landform that is between the inside of that ocean and water. So now in this chapter we are going to learn about how these water move from one place to another place and how does it travels on our entire earth. But before that, first of all I will like to tell you something important about ocean currents. Now there are two types of currents like that we will see in later videos, but today I will tell you something important about these currents. So as you know, our earth, like all the air pressure, all these living things and all this life on our earth is due to the temperature that we get from our sun. Okay, that is the only source of heat on our planet. So in order to learn something about the currents, first of all we will have to learn how the earth is affected by the sun and what kind of temperature differences arises due to this sun on our planet, of course. So in today's video we will go back 2 years before, when you have learnt about temperature zones on our earth and how do they arise. So you see, this video will be like just a revision video of your 6th standard. So because you see, this is important in order for you to understand what is ocean current and how does these currents arise in the ocean and how do all this planet, all this water on our planet moves around entire earth. So that is the basic idea with which I am going to start today. Now let's see the video and you will understand why I am trying to revise this topic. So I will show you some slides and I will explain you upon that. So let's see the photographs. So first of all, as I told you that in order to learn about how the ocean water flows by the temperature difference on the top surface. So first of all we have to learn how does the temperature difference occurs in different part of our earth. I hope you know that the source of the temperature or the heat that the earth gets, it all comes from our sun. So you see, the position in which the sun will be perpendicular on our earth, that part will get the maximum amount of heat, and the another parts where the sun is not directly perpendicular, these parts will get small amount of heat. So I'll show you one photograph regarding that. So just see this thing where you can see the maximum amount of perpendicular sun rays are falling. Okay, you can see it is falling in the middle part of the earth. Okay, so this middle part is between the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn. I hope you know that our earth is tilted. So what happens is that when the amount of sun rays fall perpendicular on these places, this place absorb maximum amount of heat. And if we talk about the rest, the part above the Tropic of Cancer and the part below the Tropic of Cancer, you see again we have divided it into few parts. That is what? The Arctic Circle and below is the Antarctic Circle. So you see the part between Tropic of Cancer and Arctic Circle and the part between Tropic of Capricorn to the Antarctic Circle. So you see these parts get a little bit less amount of heat as compared to the tropical region, okay, the equatorial and that region. So this is why on our entire earth there will be medium range temperature in these areas between the Tropic of Cancer and Arctic Circle, and Tropic of Capricorn into the Antarctic Circle. Okay, and lastly you see there are polar regions on the both above the Arctic Circle and below the Antarctic Circle. So you see what happens over here is that the amount of sun rays that these places are getting, even they get the amount of sun rays for 6 complete months, but still there is ice on these places. Why? Because you see these rays are very dispersed in the atmosphere over there, because you see the beam of sun rays whichever this area is getting, this is limited, and you see the space is more over there, space or let's say sky. So what happens, these beams of sunlight or the heat that comes around from over here, it gets scattered very easily on a large amount of the land or sky. So that is the reason that these places get a very less amount of sunlight per square kilometer. So that is why these polar regions, the North Pole and the South Pole, these regions are very cold in temperature. So I hope you notice something. In between the tropics, it is highly temperature. Okay, it is highly temperate zone. Okay, not temperate zone. Like I will tell you about it later on. This between the tropics, okay, area between the tropics have the highest amount of temperature all throughout the year. Then you see the areas between Arctic Circle and Tropic of Cancer and Antarctic Circle and Tropic of Capricorn. This area have medium temperature. I told you in the beginning only. These areas have medium temperature. And the last part, that is above the Arctic Circle towards the North Pole and below the Antarctic Circle towards the South Pole. These areas, these have the most coldest area on our planet. Okay, that is the lowest temperature on our Earth. So can you notice some different pattern over here? The temperature goes on reducing as we go up and below the equatorial line. Okay, so notice this point, the temperature on our Earth reduces as we go away from equator towards to the poles. So that is the basic fundamental thing that you have to understand first of all before getting to learn about ocean currents. Like this topic was in our 6th standard, but still I am revising it in our 8th standard, because you see you have to note down these differences, and like this will be very helpful for you to learn how the ocean currents move in the like on our entire planet. So I hope again you remember the names of the regions between tropics, then between Arctic and Tropic of Cancer, and between Antarctic and Tropic of Capricorn, and above Arctic and below Antarctic. So I will once again tell you the names. So as I told you, the zone between the Tropic of Cancer to Tropic of Capricorn, this has the highest amount of heat. So this area is called as tropical region, or also known as torrid zone. Okay, tropical region or torrid zone. Then again the areas between Arctic Circle and Tropic of Cancer and Antarctic Circle and Tropic of Capricorn. Both of these areas have medium temperature. So these areas are called as temperate zones. Okay, temperate zones. Now don't get confused between tropical and temperate or torrid also, because you see most of people get confused between what is a temperate zone, because you see the name suggests that it might be more temperature over there in that zone than the another places. So that's where people get confused between tropical and temperate zones. So you have to remember, temperate zone means the area between the Tropic of Cancer and Arctic Circle, and the area between the Tropic of Capricorn and Antarctic Circle, which have medium temperature on our Earth. And then lastly is the area of Arctic Circle and above up to the North Pole, and the Antarctic Circle below that towards the South Pole. So these two regions are called as polar zones. Okay, polar zones or frigid zone. So frigid, I hope you know the meaning of frigid, that is completely freezed with solid ice. So these areas are like, when you look at them from outer space, they'll look as white areas, because you see all over there is saline water and ice. So that is the main thing you have to remember. Now in the next topic or next video, what we are going to learn is that how this temperature affects on the ocean currents. So I hope you have got some little bit of revision for your last like from past 2 years. So that's all for today, and we will learn more about these ocean currents in our next video. So until then, take care and bye bye everyone.